Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel The Dark Neuron. I am really glad you are here. Today's video is going to be something special, so make sure you stick around till the end. So let's begin.
At 3:17 a.m., every phone in the house lit up at once. No vibration, no ringtone, just a cold white screen. And a number 10. Oh, it wasn't an alarm, it wasn't an app notification, it wasn't even formatted like a message. Just a timer already counting down, 9 minutes and 59 seconds, 9 minutes and 58, and then, as suddenly as it appeared, the power went out. This is the story that would later be known online as the countdown, and to this day no one has fully explained how it began or how it ended. The first documented case came from a quiet suburb in Ohio in 2019. The Ramirez family described waking up simultaneously, mother, father, 2 children, all from the same dream. In the dream, they stood in their kitchen while a digital clock on the oven ticked down from 10 minutes. They couldn't move, they couldn't speak, and when it reached 0, the house went dark. They awoke to the glow of their phones. 10 minutes. The father, Miguel, assumed it was some kind of prank or glitch. Maybe a rogue app, maybe malware. He grabbed his phone to shut it off, but the screen was frozen. The countdown continued. 9:21. He tried holding the power button. Nothing. His wife, Elena, ran to check the router. No internet. The Wi-Fi symbol had vanished from every device. And then something strange happened. The microwave in the kitchen beeped, not once, but in rhythm every 60 seconds. It emitted a soft tone, perfectly synchronized with the countdown. When the timer hit 5 o'clock, the youngest child started crying. He said someone was standing in the hallway. No one was there, but the hallway light flickered once, twice, then it stayed on. Miguel opened the front door to get help from a neighbor. The street was silent. No porch lights, no car headlights, no distant hum of traffic. It was as if the entire neighborhood had been unplugged. He later described the silence as thick, like the world was holding its breath. 3:00, the microwave beeped again. This time, the oven clock reset itself to 3 o'clock. As well, the numbers matched perfectly, and then came the knock. 3 slow taps on the front door. Miguel froze. Elena whispered for him not to answer it. Another 3 taps, not loud, not aggressive, just deliberate. 2:12. Miguel looked through the peephole. Nothing. But as he stepped back, there was a third knock, this time from the back door. The children began screaming. 1:00. The hallway light shut off. The microwave stopped beeping. The entire house felt heavier. And then 0:00, every screen went black, total darkness. For exactly 10 seconds, when the power returned, the countdown was gone. The street lights were back, the neighbors' houses glowed normally, cars passed in the distance. Everything looked ordinary, except the Ramirez family was no longer alone in their kitchen. On the refrigerator door, written in condensation that hadn't been there before, were 2 words, round 1. Police dismissed it as a hoax, faulty wiring, mass hysteria, a coordinated prank. But then it happened again. Different city, different country, same time, 3:17 a.m., this time in Manchester, England. A university student named Callum was awake studying when his laptop screen went white. A timer appeared. 10:00. He live streamed the first 2 minutes, laughing nervously. His viewers assumed it was a marketing stunt, some kind of horror promotion. But as the countdown continued, his camera feed began glitching. At 6:43, the lights in his dorm room dimmed. At 4:10, someone knocked on his door. He thought it was his roommate. He opened it. The hallway was empty. At 1:30, his stream chat exploded with a single repeated message from multiple accounts. Don't let it see you. He tried to end the stream. He couldn't. When the countdown reached 0, the stream cut to black. Callum was found the next morning in his chair, alive, unharmed, but he refused to speak for 3 days. When he finally did, he gave a single statement. It wasn't outside the door, it was behind me. After that, reports began surfacing globally. Tokyo, Sao Paulo, Cape Town, Toronto, always 3:17 a.m., always 10 minutes, always technology first, then silence, then knocking, some described whispers in languages they didn't understand. Others claimed to see shadows bending at impossible angles. A few reported finding words written on fogged mirrors, dusty windows, even inside phone screens before they shut off. Round 1, still watching, almost ready. Internet forums exploded with theories, government testing data and elaborate cyber attack, a viral augmented reality experiment, but cybersecurity experts found no common malware, no central server, no signal source. Even more unsettling, the countdowns sometimes appeared in places with no internet access: a remote cabin in Alaska, a research station in Antarctica, a cargo ship in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. 10 minutes, always 10. Then came the twist no one expected. In Berlin, a retired mathematician named Annika Weber experienced the countdown alone in her apartment. Unlike others, she didn't panic. She observed. She noticed something subtle. The numbers weren't evenly spaced. The milliseconds flickered irregularly. The countdown wasn't linear. It was correcting itself as if it were syncing. She filmed the entire event using an old analog camera, completely disconnected from any network. When the power cut out at 0, her camera kept recording, and on playback during the 10 seconds of darkness, there was sound, low, rhythmic, not knocking, breathing, slow, close, wet, and layered beneath it another sound, a second countdown, faint, but counting up, 1, 2, 3, 4. When lights returned, her refrigerator displayed a new message: synchronization complete. Annika published her findings online. 3 days later, she vanished. No signs of forced entry. No struggle. Her analog camera remained on the table, still recording. After her disappearance, the frequency of events increased. No longer isolated cases. Entire apartment complexes experienced simultaneous countdowns. In one hospital in Seoul, monitors in an ICU began counting down together. Patients flatlined for exactly 10 seconds at 0. Every single one survived, but several reported the same thing. Upon waking, there were so many of them. Theories shifted. What if it wasn't an attack? What if it was a rehearsal? What if round 1 wasn't for us? And then, 6 months after the first case, the world held its breath again. At 3:17 a.m. GMT, every satellite-linked device on Earth activated: phones, billboards, airplane monitors, smart refrigerators, digital watches, car dashboards. 10 minutes. Global governments issued emergency broadcasts, but their screens showed the same thing. 10:00 this time. There was no knocking. No flickering lights. No whispers. Just the countdown. Billions of people stared at shrinking numbers together. 9:59, 9:58. Entire cities stood silent. When it reached 1 o'clock, power grids began shutting down continent by continent. At 0:10, even the International Space Station reported total signal loss. 0, darkness, worldwide. For 10 seconds, Earth had no electricity. No signal. No artificial light. And in that darkness, countless people reported the same impossible sensation: something moving across the sky, not falling, not flying, moving, like a shadow passing over the entire planet. When power returned, the countdown was gone. No messages. No condensation writing. No whispers, just silence. But astronomers noticed something new: a signal, not coming from Earth, coming from deep space, pulsing every 10 minutes. This day, the signal continues. Regular. Patient. Waiting. No further countdowns have occurred. No more knocks at 3:17 a.m., but people still wake, sometimes heart racing, convinced they heard something at the door. 3 slow taps, and occasionally, in the reflection of a powered-off screen, just before it lights up for a split second, they swear they see numbers, not counting down, counting up. The question isn't whether the countdown will return, it's whether round 2 has already begun, and if the next timer appears on your screen at 3:17 a.m., will you open the door?
Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you enjoyed it, don't forget like, subscribe and turn on notification so you never miss an update. And I'll see you in the next one.